Hey everybody, this is Giuseppe with Forget About It News, and I'm here to rant about some stuff. So I watched this video with Candace Owens explaining how we've never actually physically been on the moon, and that it was all an act, and she gives some statistics and some things for us to look up that can prove what she's saying is accurate. And so my thing is, the government's been lying to us. They're lying to us about that. They're lying to us about everything. And so watch the video of Candace Owens. It's like 3 minutes long. And then afterwards, I'll say a couple words or two. But watch the video, check it out. Forget about it.
I want to go more into the moon landing, actually. You called the moon landing the Easter Bunny for adults.
A lot of people, we just have good, you have your instinct. I always say, your gut is divine. Like that, somebody tells you something and you just go, it doesn't really make sense, right? I don't really know. But then suddenly psychology, what they realize that if you just keep saying to someone something, it becomes true. And again, the bigger of a lie, people will believe it. And so what we have is what Scott Adams refers to as the non-expert problem. So your gut tells you sounds pretty crazy that we went to the moon all these times for a couple of years and then we just didn't go back forever and we were just done. That sounds weird. And where's the technology? And they didn't even have cell phones. And you're telling me this, they live streamed this and there was a phone call. I don't know, it just seems a little weird for 1969. But you're I don't really understand kind of outer space. So I'm not going to debate this, but my gut tells me this is all BS. So then I decided to read this document. It was 119 pages. And I know there's a book too, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. And he just broke down the science in a way that was very digestible. So I didn't have a non-expert problem. And so there's a basic thing that you guys can do. If you're somebody who's it had to have happened, the moon landing, what you can do is look up the Van Allen belt. Okay, so there's a Van Allen belt. So we have never gone beyond that belt, right? There's been no human that's gone beyond that belt since the moon landings, allegedly. And not even Elon Musk, when they go out to space, they have to stay, there is a space station, but once you get 200 miles out, you hit the Van Allen belt, which has an incredible amount of radiation. NASA has said, in order for us to get through it, we'd have to have cement blocks around someone. So I want you to just Google, if you're watching this, the temperature of the Van Allen belt, okay? Just Google that. And you're gonna get something at the lowest points in the Van Allen belt, it's, I think, 3,000 Kelvin. And at the highest points, it's 30,000 Kelvin. And then I want you to Google what material the shuttle was made out of. And then I want you to Google at what temperature
that would burn.
That would just burn. And you're just going to laugh out loud. You go, this literally doesn't make sense that an aluminum alloy could have gone through the Van Allen belt for an hour and a half or 59 minutes. It just couldn't have happened. It literally can't happen. There's no explanation for it. They just don't even talk about it. They don't like talking about the Van Allen belt because that part makes entirely no sense. And then he went through and he spoke about the camera. So they allegedly took camera. I want you to Google the temperature of the moon. Okay, they had their big bulky gloves on. They took these cameras and just go, hey, what camera is that from 1969 that was able to survive temperatures of 250 degrees of Fahrenheit to negative 250 degrees Fahrenheit, just on the moon while they were just jumping around. And you're gonna go, where's this camera? Then Google's gonna tell you, oh, actually, they only made 8 of those cameras and they decided to give them, you're gonna love this, to a guy who makes movies. I'm blanking on the name of this guy who just a couple of years before the moon landing, he's a famous director. He made a movie about outer space. Stanley Kubrick. So he was friends with Jack Parsons, who established the Apollo program for NASA. So those two were friends. They were out in LA and they literally worshiped Satan. They were both Aleister Crowley recipients. So they were considered, the religion was called Thelema. And his protege was Jack Parsons. He was the creator of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which became the Apollo program. So Jack Parsons was a committed Satanist and they would have sex rituals. And it was him and the founder of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard, yeah.
Yes, the founder of Scientology. They were out here in Pasadena and both of them were, every time that they would light a fuse to see if the rocket would go, they would say satanic chants. Here's what's so crazy. Any of this sounds nuts, don't go find it on Reddit. You don't have to go on a deep rabbit hole. It's on Wikipedia. Look up Jack Parsons on Wikipedia. All of this information is right there. They were literal Satanists. And then they established, after this, the Apollo program.
Hey everybody, so what did you think of the video? Get in the comments, like, share, subscribe, and listen. I want to know what you guys think. You know, we need to stop accepting bullshit, and I want everybody to look up and Google what Candace Owens said and see if what she said is accurate. And if it is, tell me what you think about it. You know, obviously we've never been to the moon. We haven't been to the moon since, and all her statistics are very accurate. I checked everything. She's not making this stuff up. And so the real question is how deep are the lies with our government? How many of the things that we watch and see every day is actually true? And how much of it we're actually being lied to? So hop on the comments, let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We took the weekend off to be with our families. Me and my buddy Brian, we both run businesses, so we got to try to make time for family, and you know, today's one of those days. So peace out, forget about it, and everybody have a blessed and safe weekend. Take care.